I like that.
Real estate State of the Union here. Spoonie's bank failed. We don't know what that means. So we're going to dive into what that means for real estate. Also, Braxton has a closing document in front of him. So we might close the deal live on live. Be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Yeah, where the kid robs.
Real Estate State of the Union is brought to you by GBT Property Management.
Just a friendly reminder that you can go to roughneck2realestate.com and get all your hard money needs covered. Braxton, I need to work on that. I'm tripping over my tongue. It's all these banks failing.
With needs and loans, I feel like.
Yeah, I know. But R2R or roughneckrealestate.com is not failing. We can still loan you money. Braxton, what you got in front of you?
Got a closing package for a mobile home we're buying.
All right, so Spoonie is texting up a storm here. He's got his old...
Nope, I was looking at the bank.
What? Why? You were worried that it was failing?
No.
We made
Yes,
it.
I was worried about my bank.
What
Making sure it was all there. No, I was just opening that
For what?
for when we talk about other stuff.
Oh, Lord. What do you got there, Braxton?
Got a closing package. Little, what we pay, 140?
Yeah. What's it say on the hood? What did we wire? 166?
146.
146 is all we wired?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Cash from borrower.
146. Well, all right, whatever that means.
Hold up. Well, so we've got 153 due. You got $4,500 deposit.
Okay.
That's why it's low, I guess.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
There's a lot going on there. I looked at that HUD yesterday. Let me see it, though, because for some reason I thought 166 was the...
I thought that's what got posted. I thought it was in the 160s.
It was, because I looked at it and I was like, strong. Oh, the settlement charges got lowered. Okay.
Well,
They took 20,000 off the settlement charges. So you wired yesterday more than's on the HUD today.
I don't think we sent a wire yesterday.
No, they were just sent the instructions through right now.
Okay. All right. So
I just-
you about to bang out a wire here too?
Yeah.
This is good. I like this. This is strong. That's a strong deal. This is a strong deal at 166 yesterday when I looked at the HUD. It's a stronger deal now that it's $20,000 off. Spoonie, how'd that deal come to be?
2 weeks ago, in this very room, at this very table, a legendary thing happened. They got me on the phones. I think we tripled out this guy. I don't remember if I had to give him like a proctological exam or anything weird like that. But
Did you send him a selfie video? Was that this guy?
Oh no, he said my picture was. He said I wasn't smiling in my picture. We sent him.
So you did? You sent him a selfie?
Mm-hmm. He wasn't like happy with the picture.
Oh, yeah, y'all were chumming it up, hitting it off.
Oh, Mr. Fetternack.
Yeah, Spoonie dialed him right here off the old podcast and the cold calling wizard that he is. He banged around there and found one. So, I mean, I like it. It's 2 units. Going to do extremely well. Homie's leaving a lot of money on the table. This is like a 270, 280 property. So yeah, Spoonie, how you feel about it? El Presidente.
I'm so happy about it.
Can you believe what happens when you just pick up the phone and dial?
I can't.
You changed your life that day, Spoon.
I think I did. I think it changed my life ethos and my just general outlook on life.
Have you tried to buy another property since then?
Dude, I offered on one of his yesterday. I offered on 5 of his the day after.
He does have a whole bunch listed.
I've offered
in
on
the Houston area.
everything he's at.
Really?
Yeah. We tried to buy 30 this week, 30 in one shot. The ones I was looking at yesterday.
What?
The 30 lots that I was trying to pick up.
All this background noise of a fucking water bottle is bothering me. So I know it's bothering the good people that are listening through a mic. But
Trailer movers are calling me now for tomorrow.
why don't you answer that, Spoonie?
You wanna
Line
hear?
these motherfuckers out.
Hey, what's up, Larry?
Why don't you hold it?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right. Hey, we still good to ship the Bastrop tomorrow?
Absolutely.
All right.
What's What time? What's y'all's ETA tomorrow?
He'll get up early. Let's drive early, pretty early. I'll just tell him to get up early and give you a call when he's leaving Waco.
Sounds great.
All right.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.
All right. So that is the guy that's got them at the storage lot.
That's correct.
Who's laying down the plastic for these guys?
The guys that come behind them that tie it down, and I confirmed that with them.
So
They'll
they-
bring all of that. I guess they do it in pieces as they're taking the tires off and stuff like that.
Okay, so he's just going to back them up there.
That's it. He backs it up, drops it on the lot. They're going to come back through next week and do all the tie down on it when they're in town.
What you think about that, Brack?
It's strange that they can do it after the fact.
Why?
It is.
Tires are coming off.
I know. I just feel like if you're sticking something under a mobile home, you would want that there before the mobile home's there. That's why.
Pretty simple.
I think you'd tear up the plastic a lot when you drove it on there with the truck.
Potentially.
I don't know. Not my worry. Tomorrow we're going to back a mobile home in there. Spoonie's going to be there. You going to guide him in?
Dude, I'm going to guide him like the way I guide your life, the way I help you.
Are you going to be doing this? Like, you're going to be like an airport,
Absolutely. It'd be a lot of.
like that Rastafarian at the airport.
I've never seen a Rastafarian at the airport.
You know,
The homeboys out there with
Yeah,
the
they're
little
always-
deal.
He's talking about peace and love and listening to Bob Marley.
They always look like they're Rastafarian. Like, I think they go to Jamaica and pick those guys up off the beach and say, "Hey, come out here and traffic planes."
Come do this for a while.
Yeah. Is that what you're going to be like? Do we need to get you a wig and a Jamaican flag?
I don't think so, but maybe just like I could go all in on the weed and listening to Bob Marley while we're doing it.
All right. Well,
You know,
it's whatever.
like,
Braxton, what all are we working on this week? How many deals are we going to get closed? Spoonie was speaking some gibberish to me earlier when I called him before this. So we had two that were ready to close yesterday, but one of them we've already said we're not going to close on at that price. That's Livingston.
Yep.
And then another one we got to look at, so we haven't decided on it yet.
Mhm.
Okay, what about
Lovers is going to close.
Lovers is going to close?
They were sending
It is
out
now.
Huh?
It is. So how'd they fix that then?
I fixed it.
How'd you fix this?
I went and got the information from the lady for the AOH and handed it to him
Handed
at
it to who?
the title company.
So, okay.
And then they researched it off of what I handed them, which was correct. And they were putting together the AOH and the payment agreements for all the parties that were signing today. And it was going to go out with mobile notaries for all of the 5 heirs to sign.
Tomorrow. Today.
It's supposed to go out today.
Okay. So that one's going to close this week. Which other one did you say?
Well, this was one of them. We knew about that one. But then there's another one that cleared up yesterday. She sent it out late last night.
Our one deal in Houston might be close to being ready.
Well, we've already sent that money.
Yeah.
Bronco Court cleared up last night. We got the title commitment back. So
Oh my gosh,
Let's
that's
close
my
that as
favorite one.
fast as possible.
Send the wire. Can we wire from right here, or are the bank failures
Probably
keeping us from
from
sending wires?
Spoonie's phone app we can.
Can we send?
yeah,
a wire?
no, that's the app I was opening up. We can send that wire.
Don't do it. You, Braxton, handle the wire. Spoonie, please don't send the wire.
Okay, open that app up then.
I ain't got that.
Well, we
Can
can
I borrow
get.
your phone?
We can probably log in.
I mean, I can get
computer.
an app.
Just y'all calm down. We'll let Braxton do it in a nice, safe setting because, Lord, if we send money now, it might go to a failing bank and then boom, tied up. So, anyways, what do you think about that, Spoonie? Get Bronco Court closed. What else?
That's where we're at right now. I think we'll get Texas Trail closed this week too. We're pushing on that. The dude, he needed to. There was no AOHs done on that. I am waiting for some more information from the title company today so I can try to clear that one up, but I think we'll get it closed this week.
That's a real good lot.
Which one?
Texas.
Trail.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I don't understand why it. I mean everything that we do in Granbury takes literally milliseconds, except this particular one. It's
because it was all the other ones have been sent through Truly, and we sent this one to Boston National for some reason.
why do we?
I don't know. We'd already said that nothing else in Granbury goes through anybody but Truly, and it went to Boston National.
Everything I've been sending goes to Truly now. Only template I use
So you like Boston National, you like Truly.
I like Boston National
Truly.
too.
I mean, Boston National wasn't bad either, but Truly's just been good.
in Hood County, they do really well.
I think Truly's been doing phenomenal. They've been going fast and speed kill. So we locked up. How many deals we lock up this week, Braxton? I got one off of Investor Lift.
Yeah, you got that
two.
one.
I think I got two.
You got the Corsicana one.
Got the Corsicana one. Then I got one up in up by Lake Texoma.
Yep. We got that one. We got the two others last week.
Which one?
The one you went and saw.
Oh yeah. No, I drove. I don't know if Sohail will be able to see this or not. This is. I looked at my weekend. How many miles do you think I drove this weekend?
Say 983.
Okay. What do you think?
700.
Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Ooh, that was a good weekend.
does that say?
1126.
1126. That's a healthy weekend.
That's a Saturday and a Sunday. That's not a Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, 1,100 miles, almost 600 miles a day. Looking at real estate, guys, and I don't know, man. I've been kind of quiet on the internet. I ain't been arguing much. Got a lot of other things going on in life, but what do you think about this old real estate market right now, Brack?
I like it. I think there's going to be buying opportunity. I think if you buy right, you can always rent it, cover your expenses, and we've got the funds to do it. So,
what do you think?
I agree with Braxton.
it's a great person to agree with, but we're really hoping some.
You want me to juxtapose that?
Yes. Yeah, reword it and
put some $20 spin on it.
I feel like that while there's hesitation in the market, given the current banking collapse across the United States, I also feel that there's a tremendous positive upside to the things that we're seeing in our daily walk through life in the real estate investing area, as well as just general positivity from the deals that I see come across our desk.
That was elegant.
It was elegant. I don't know.
That was eloquent. Dang.
Yes. Same thing. I don't know.
How do you say that in Spanish, Braxton?
I don't know. Eloquente.
Get the car
So, all right, dude, I'm shocked at how hard it is to get inventory right now for the amount of negotiating and everything else we're doing, and watching Investor Lift like a hawk, and literally searching all the new posts every single day. How little inventory is coming available. Is that something that you?
I would agree. Our marketing is starting to hit though, so we get a little bit of a bump, getting more leads.
We are getting more leads, but I mean, it's crazy. Like it's like the sentiment. I would have thought that it would like.
I don't think people are afraid.
They're not. Like there's no like their sellers. I mean, have somewhat become a lot more reasonable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's not a whole bunch of extra sellers.
Yes. I think if anything, they're more realistic about their situation, but they aren't necessarily more motivated
At all.
There's not a big urgency there.
What do you see, Spoonie? I mean, like inventory-wise, I see a ton of people post deals on Facebook, so I got caught up in a new Western argument yesterday. I mean, seriously, was ready to buy a deal. All I wanted was the address so I could pull up comps.
Oh, that's
on
not
it.
how that works. You gotta sign some non-disclosure agreements and tickle somebody.
And I was like, dude, I'm just gonna call Shelby and he's gonna get the commission. Guy I'm on the phone with. Why'd you put your phone number on the internet? and then I manage like 5 groups. You know what I mean? So it's like I was like, I'm going to kick you out of the very group you posted this in, and vominos you out of all the rest of the groups that I manage too. Like I will kick out everybody on your fucking squad. I'm calling up for an address so I can pull comps, and you're giving me the old runaround. What do you think about that? This marketplace.
Pam's been running into that. He's got her in the Facebooks.
Yeah.
That's what she. Well, he's wanting me to sign this thing so he can give me the address. I'm like, don't worry about him. Don't worry.
We know
Like-
which 2 companies those are.
Yeah, but it's like I see it every single day when I'm on the Facebook prowl or whatever. It's like if you're a wholesaler and you're not selling it, if you're not countering, if you're just like, you know.
So y'all are in Investor Lift every day. How many people do y'all contact with stuff that just don't even counter back?
Most of them don't answer.
Most of them don't answer.
Right. Like, so that, like, I don't offer as much as y'all, but when a lot of people still send me deals on the side, like they'll just DM me stuff on Facebook and stuff. and I'll hit them back with something. And it's always just, all right, thanks. Can't do that. There's no counter. It's a weird thing to me. Like, there's no, like, no, I've got it at 145. I can only do 147.
Well,
it's just like, thanks, we can't accept that.
The one
Bye.
we locked up in Corsicana yesterday, I just told him, they should have never gave us money, Spoon, because I called him. I mean, it just hit. I called him and I said, look, guy, I want it. What's your best price? And he said, look, there's squatters in it. And I said, that's not what I asked. I said, what's your best price? He's like, man, I just did TV ads. I got to recoup my TV ad costs. I'm like, great. What's your best price? I'm trying to wire that amount of money right now. And he's like, well, I got better offers. I'm like, you haven't even told me your best price. How do you know any of this? Just give me your best price. And he comes in at like, I don't know, whatever he comes in. But it was good. It like, I still like it. You know what I mean? So I said, okay, send me over the assignment. He don't even know how to do an assignment. He's that brand new at it. And that, I think.
And he did TV ads.
Well, it worked. I mean, I don't give a damn what ads he did. It's irrelevant to me. You know what I mean, Spoonie? Like, it worked. We're about to lock that deal up and buy it. Like, the problem is he's brand new and don't know how to negotiate. Like, he doesn't know how, he's trying to, whoever he followed, when somebody asks you for your best price, guess what you give them, Braxton?
Best price, or
You
the
give
price
them
you're
your
willing to
fucking
take.
best price. Like, just give them the best price. Best price. That's it. It's yes or no for me. He was trying to do a bunch of fact finding and I appreciate it, but it's like, I don't care. Like, I'm looking at
Don't
the picture.
gatekeep price.
Do what?
Don't gatekeep price. Just
Yeah.
give it to them. And it's like I'm not mad at them when they counter at list price. I'm mad that they won't even at least go back to that.
Yeah, no, I'm in. Yeah, that's it. Like, and then I was on the phone with another guy, and he's like, "That is my best price," and I was like, I listed it at my best price. I was like, "Okay, well, I'll check back with you in a couple weeks." You know what I mean? We'll let it sit. I got cash now. I'm making a lot of offers today though, so I'll probably play 600,000 a day. That's probably what I'm going to do.
The November comment was cold.
Oh, it is. Yeah, no, like that day when I was negotiating with a real estate agent, they're like, blah blah blah. I'm like, look, I'll follow up in November.
When it's still rotting on the market is what
Like,
you're implying. It's like,
Hey,
ooh,
I'll follow up in November. I'll be recapitalized in November. I'll be ready to go. It ain't it might not be for me this spring, but it'll be a great winter project. It's like whatever. And those mailers are doing phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Like, we did the whole town. I was like, I'm gonna get to your seller anyways. You know what I mean? I'm gonna mail everybody in this town a letter. As a real estate agent, you're being argumentative and, you know what I mean, kind of insulting me. But we did a deal in that town. I know what that town holds. I would love to remodel the whole town. I would love to own half the town. But right now, how many vacant houses are just next to the one we just did? 5?
Yeah.
It's like,
it's a lot.
nobody got overpay in this town. Like, you can buy them for pennies on the dollar, remodel them, and hopefully sell them. If not, you can rent them out. Mm-hmm. Spoonie, you're looking at me with a little
No, I'm just interested.
devilish grin.
When you're negotiating, you're saying you don't play games. Like, imagine if you were in a street market somewhere in, like, let's say Morocco. How would you handle that?
That's a whole different thing, bro.
I don't know. I mean, it's like people
That's
that are
what I'm asking about.
I argued
Like,
with the Turkish dude for an hour
difference?
about a rug. I mean, I think part of that's cultural too. Is there's an expected negotiation?
Got you.
It's a little racist.
No,
Why don't you just pay him what he's asking?
Yeah.
It don't start like that.
Okay, put
Like,
it on
you
record that Jason Witherspoon hates small businesses.
Yeah, that's not how that transaction even transpires. You're like, what's your price? I don't know. You just start in.
Do that accent again so I can. hear- Okay, what country is that?
I don't know. I would say that's a continentally ambiguous.
It sounded a little. I don't know.
It's Irish. There you go. Let all the Irish people be mad at me today.
What?
It's St. Patty's Day.
Is it St. Patty's
No,
Day?
not yet. It's
When
getting
is it?
close.
Friday, I think.
Have you ever drank so much green beer you peed green?
No, I did eat so much red velvet cake one time. I pooped red though. It was freaking crazy.
That's good. All right, so I don't. This market's a little strange.
Real
inventory-
quick, on the topic of St. Patty's Day, what kind of creature is a leprechaun?
I don't know. Is it,
A MAGA Republican?
Spoon's midget
I don't know.
cousin.
Is he like one of the Fae? Like what would that be?
Yeah, something like that. Fairy, Sprite.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. They wanted me to do St. Patty's Day shit. I'm happy with this, so keep going.
all right. So,
Daniel's asking where you guys buying? That's Granbury, right?
where are we buying?
Anywhere in Texas.
You got a deal? We're in Texas.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Send it to us.
Yeah, no, it's like
And we talked about a deal in Granbury. We buy all over though. The ones we've talked about today have probably covered 600 miles across the state of Texas.
oh, I know. I looked at one that was 215 miles from another one. So I mean, I went down to a deal and then drove 215 miles to look at the next one. That was Sunday. I knew that because when I put it in my phone, I was like, I don't think I got the stamina for it. But then I was like, let me see where the closest roadhouse is. I'll be about dinner. I'll be rolling in about dinner time. And there happened to be one right there. And I was like, if there's a roadhouse, we can punch this out. Like if I was going into the unknown abyss of Sunday eating in a small town
Yeah.
where there's probably going to be nothing open and I'm going to have a gas station.
But the roadhouse saved you. It's like a beacon. It's like a clarion call into the night where you're like, I've got to be there.
Well, I
love
know,
it.
I know exactly what I'm going to get when I get there. I know exactly what Biggins is going to do while he's there. You know what I mean? He's going to grab that little tablet thing they got and pound on it, throw it across the table, eat 700 peanuts, 2 rolls, and 1 bite of chicken nugget.
Yeah.
But I know that it's there. I can't go into the abyss with a child and not know that, get there and all we got is gas station burritos. Can't do that to him. So
Daniel,
All
you can
subs
send it
burritos,
to.
though.
We need to tell them where to send it because we do buy. We're
Yeah,
with
we
them
are
guys. D8buys@gmail.com. D the number 8 buys BUYS @gmail.com.
that's right. You send us whatever you got in Texas. But yeah, Spoonie, you've been on the prowl. How's your negotiations been going? You been looking at any deals?
Yeah, not that many, but I'm looking at more. Okay. Tomorrow I will be in Bastrop. Next day we'll be in Snyder.
Ooh.
And then day after that, I don't know what we're doing Friday yet.
What about you?
Be around, locking up deals.
Got any that you're close on negotiations?
None in particular right now. There is one where we just sold old limestone.
Yeah.
Got one pretty close there. We got another one that was a no-go, but it's probably the closest one off the top of my head.
Dude, I'm reading right now.
We got a couple in there. I mean, there's a lot in there.
Ooh, we got a 2K lot
Where at?
where limestone was.
Ooh.
That's nice. That place allows single wides.
Oh, we just got another contract sent just now. Just got a text message, so they're probably watching. They sent us that contract.
One deal down there near Bryan kind of popped back to life in the follow-up.
Really?
So that was a good-looking one, I thought, whenever it first came around, but then he just kind of got cold feet.
Yeah.
So back in the follow-up now.
You just closed a flip in Bryan.
Yep.
How'd you do?
Good. Made 20 grand.
What'd you do to it?
Nothing.
Huh.
Drove there one day.
Really?
Looked at it, walked around.
Did you cancel your insurance?
Have not, but it's on my to-do list for this week.
Just open up Teams right now. Go to the property. Tag Samantha, our insurance agent, who's in our CR. Or what would you consider Teams?
It's just our
Communications tool, I guess.
Yeah, our communications tool, as Spoonie so elegantly put. Our insurance agent is a part of our team. So we can tag her on the property and say, hey, cancel this insurance as of whatever date.
That's probably one of the biggest efficiency moves ever that old Jacob Gurrell just slammed in there. We're all just like one day look down and Samantha's in Teams. He just put her in there.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Jacob creating Teams.
No. I was like, we were all like, what just happened? How'd our insurance person get in our Teams? And Jacob's like,
I think it was Wortham was the first one that she popped up on.
Yeah.
Confused.
But no, it's beautiful because now, we buy something, we just put her, like all the pictures of what we're buying get put into this. So the pictures are there. We request the insurance. She already has the pictures. She has access to all the communication, everything about it.
What was that again, Braxton? D8 buys
Yep, at gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
So we're in there, bro. Spoonie, what do you think about going to the old foreclosure auction with some of this dollar bills? yo?
Ooh, I've never bought at the foreclosure auction. I had one experience when I was a kid, and it wasn't good. I didn't know what I was doing down there. It was when I first tried to buy a house for a flip back in 2001. So I was still like 20, and I didn't get anything bought. I didn't have enough money to. I didn't even know what I was doing. So I just went down there and got my junk kicked in.
Braxton, have you had any experience at the foreclosure auction?
Have not.
Okay. So, do you know what subject 2 is, Spoonie?
I do.
Will you explain it to the good people of the YouTubes what subject 2 is?
So subject 2 is buying subject to your existing mortgage or lien in place on a property, and it means that you start making the payment for the person that they would be making, and you take over the responsibilities for that property. You could then either owner finance it out or rent it out. I think we prefer the rental method. That's it. It's a different type of financing.
Did that make sense to you, Braxton? It was a little convoluted to me.
Well, you should explain it.
A lot of words, very wordy.
Very wordy. Subject 2 is taking over a property subject to the existing debt. The mortgage stays in the seller's name. The deed goes into the buyer's name. And then you own the property, and you do whatever the fuck you want with it. You can rent it out, Airbnb it, shit on the porch, whatever. Don't matter. There's no particular exit strategy that is best or worse. You can sell it, burn it. Insurance fraud, also an option. Although the insurance on the subject to, and this is going to get wordy, the insurance on the subject to is the hazard on the subject to, because the previous seller will also be on that insurance policy as an additional insured. And if you ever have an insurance claim, they also have to sign the check. So a big enough insurance claim, they'll want that money. They'll want their cut. Ask me how I know. They don't ever talk about that. The gurus don't never tell you about the arguments you have to have with a previous seller to get a roof replaced on a subject to. I digress, though. Subject to marketing. How would you market to a subject to right now, Spoonie? This marketplace, how would you market?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that.
Spoonie's at a loss. How would you market to a subject to?
3690 list.
30,
Like
60, 90 list. Where do you get that?
Or the 120.
My lead dog.
MyLeadDog.com.
Some dude named Mike will call you.
Yeah, Big Mike. Or maybe Small Mike. We don't know. Never seen Mike. Okay, so that one. What other list?
Would it be a appointment substitute trustee?
Appointment of substitute trustee. Spoonie's very familiar with that one. He knew it. He just went blank. How you market to that one? What do you do on that one?
County records. You got to pull it from their website.
Yep.
Look through them. Skip Genium.
So not the CAD, the county clerk.
Yep.
Okay.
Looking through
Grantor,
their
grantee.
filings.
Looking at appointment of substitute trustees. It's a particular filing that you can find at the county clerk's office. You can actually find that video of how to pull a pre-foreclosure list from the courthouse on this channel. We did it. It hasn't been banned yet by YouTube. I'm sure it's on their list, though.
But why it's important is because it's the trigger that happens before the foreclosure process starts with somebody. When appointment of substitute trustee is literally when you get a mortgage 5 years ago at a bank, the odds that the person that was your trustee on that mortgage being in that same position are very small. They've moved on to a different job. They've done other things. So before they can start the foreclosure process, they have to appoint a new substitute trustee to officiate that process.
It's called a new trustee. The substitute is the verb on that sentence. So it's not part of the noun. Spoonie's a wordsmith, so we got to remind him there's verbs and nouns. Substitute is a verb in that sentence. Why, Braxton?
Oh, I don't know.
'Cause
You're
they're
the grammar
substituting-
expert.
They're substituting the trustee. It's a verb.
Well, language ain't not my greatest thing.
See, well, we all got different strengths. You've got the vocabulary. He's got the grammar. I've got the spelling. It all flows
works out.
together.
Yeah.
I know
And
a
the
lot
languages.
a lot of big
Yeah,
words.
languages.
So here we are, substitute trustee though. But here's how I would do it. Here's I would go old school. In today's marketplace, I'll go old school because I don't think anybody else is doing this. This is
I bet I know.
Go ahead.
Go to the
Enlighten 'em.
courthouse.
I'll go to the courthouse. I will, but I know how to do it from my pooter at home, so I don't have to go to the courthouse. But every now and then when I go to the courthouse, there's going to be postings there, so I need to look at those anyways. But go ahead. What do you think I'm going to do?
I think you can go to the county website, search for that. In any market you're in, you're going to search for. You have to look. Different counties may have different wording for that, but you can look through their whole list on their. When you're looking at the county clerk's website, there will be a list of different document types. Sometimes it'll say substitute trustee. Sometimes it'll say appointment of trustee. So you select those things and then select the grantor grantee column and hit search and look for those.
We already did that. We're on the next phase that nobody else is doing, which is
Oh,
how are we going to market to them?
I would guess you would mail, but also
How are we going to market to them?
I would say individually, right?
Nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is doing it. How? So you're
Skip
going to
trace 'em.
mail. You're gonna use Skip Genie and Skip Trace them.
Yeah.
Not me.
door knock.
I'm gonna fucking walk up on their
Yeah.
porch. I'm gonna walk up on their porch, and I'm gonna knock on their door, and I'm gonna say, hey, look, you got big problems, and I'm here to solve them, because I know nobody else is doing that. Not in this marketplace. Want to know how I know? Neither one of y'all said it. You know what I mean? Y'all are both marketing experts. Y'all are both too lazy to fucking drive over there. You value your time too much. You did a time value of money equation on your dollar per hour value, and you said, I'm not going to drive up to no goddamn house, beat on no door, and look some little old lady in her face and say, ma'am, the bank's trying to steal your shit. Let me buy it from you. You ain't got time for that, do you, Spoonie?
Maybe.
Well, if you had time for it, you'd do it. Braxton has never done it.
I say we have a contest though. I've never done it.
Okay, so here's the entire hustle. Here's start to finish the entire hustle. Okay, get the FedEx folders. You know about the FedEx folders?
I think you said leave it up there on the
Get you a
porch.
letter. Get you a nice letter. Nice. You can handwrite them. Have Emery write them. Get a picture of you and your family. Say, this is me. I'm the young one, not Brian. I'm Braxton. Right here. Put it in there with the letter. You got the free FedEx folder. You got the family. You got the handwritten letter. Okay, explaining how you're going to help. You're going to go knock on this human's door. Okay. Now, why we're using a FedEx folder instead of a door hanger or something else?
FedEx gets opened.
FedEx will get
And
opened.
Nobody steals it.
Nobody will steal it.
Like, if you walk up to somebody's door, I've door knocked, he has. Now, I only door knocked foreclosures for a while. That was before I met you, and it was brutal. But I was doing it late in the process. Like, I didn't know this part at the time. I was just looking for people that getting foreclosed on and going to their house and knocking on it, and 30 other people would already be there. I would get there, and there would be a bunch of business cards shoved in the door. And at the time, I wasn't even smart enough to take those with me when I left. But I would now. I'd take them all, and the door knockers, the hangers.
Who are those people?
Other people doing the same thing.
Possibly a cash buyer.
Yep.
They're a lead source too. If they're not a cash buyer, they're a wholesaler, so they're a lead source. What do you
I
think?
get that. I mean, I've heard of. I've never been a part of this, but you know, when people would put out marketing signs, they would take up competitor signs.
Yes.
And,
Well, I don't believe in
I
bandit signs.
appreciate that you made the effort today, but you know, you didn't make it today. So
Yeah. So what you do is you load up some of those bandit signs, El Bandito signs. You get your folders laid out, okay, and you get you a list. Now, back in the day, you had to use some bullshit app like Route for Me or something like that. But what does Apple do for you now?
multiple stops.
Does multiple stops. So you throw in your addresses. You say you pull up 10 of them, 12 of them, whatever's available. You throw them in and give you the most efficient route. And you have all of your letters ready to go. You have all your bandit signs ready to go. And you drive this route. And you knock on their door. And if they answer, you try to solve their problem. What else do you need on your person if you're doing this?
Contract.
You're going to need a contract. Okay?
Could
Ready
even
to
be
roll.
pre-printed before that.
Yes. Ready to go. What else could you put in the folder with them?
Contract in the folder.
You have a contract in the folder. as
Signed
well.
offer already, ready to go.
Ready to roll, ready to solve that problem for them. And you go and you doop, knock on the door. If they answer, you do your pitch right there. If they don't, you leave your offer there in the FedEx folder ready for them. You shoot over to the next property. You throw a bandit sign out to where they can't make it out of their neighborhood. Do it at the entrance. Don't do it at like the neighbor's house in their yard. Do it at the entrance or exit of the
If
neighborhood.
you believed in bandit signs.
I'm not. I'm Spoonie. You better be glad we're this far away if we believe in bandit signs. You motherfucker. Anyways, you bandit sign the exit of the neighborhood.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, don't film yourself doing it, but do it. Like, do it. I don't care. Put out the bandit sign, but don't do it in a yard of another property, because sometimes you get down to the stop sign right there at the deal, and you put it right there by the stop sign. That's going to be somebody's yard. Do it at the exit on the neighborhood, any exit you can get to on the neighborhood, and that way, you know they got a problem. Now they got to drive by your sign. You've got a contract, a signed offer in a FedEx folder, so you know it's going to get opened. It's not going to be like some other mail that gets thrown away. And also leave your contact information. Very easy to find on that letter. And again, you're not a company. You're a human. You're a family. You're not LLC. You're not the biggest, baddest buyer on the block. They want to deal with people. They don't want to deal with companies. You do that, Spoonie. If you did that every day for the next week, what do you think you'd have success?
Oh, absolutely.
What makes you think that? Especially on a 60, 90,
120 day list.
120 day list. You're
Yeah,
getting there
I would skip
super
the
early.
30 day list, but
Yeah.
I mean, just the door knocking we've done has been some of our best deals, and those weren't on foreclosures. The door knocking we've done, we've made a lot of money.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's almost there. It's almost that season. For me, it's almost that season because on the backside of that, okay, so why the time value of money and all them fucking old horky bullshit that fucking people tell you to do while you're broke. When you're broke, you're broke. Just do whatever it takes. But on the time value of money, if I'm out evaluating that real estate and I get there and I get in that neighborhood and I don't like it, I don't like that real estate, okay, I can check that off my list of what I'm going to look at on the auction, okay? So we know it's going to foreclosure. So now I'm also doing the due diligence on the auction so I can keep an eye out for when the property does make it to auction. If they ignore all my attempts to call them, text them, and door knock them, at least I've looked at the property and evaluated it when it does come to auction. If I go in there and I can't make a deal with them and can't buy it at that moment in time because they owe too much or whatever, I've also been inside that house. Now, whenever I'm at the auction, do you think I have a leg up on my competition?
Oh, yeah. You know exactly what you can pay for it. You've been there. You've seen it. You know the area.
Pulled comps on it.
Yeah.
So I'm able to buy at the auction. We are now. So there's no reason for us not to be in that season. This is the new season of life because I'm telling you, we've been beating on people right and left. It's time to just go to the easy money. It's time to just go to the auction, scoop it up. You know, if there, I want to also, who's at the auction, Spoonie?
Other buyers.
Other cash buyers. You need to be there. It's like a networking event.
And other wholesale people. A lot of times, that's where the first place I went. Somebody said, "You got to go get you a cash buyers list. Go to the auction." So I went down to Johnson County Courthouse and just started asking people for their information and writing their names and numbers down.
Did you have any inventory to sell them?
I had nothing to sell them. It was the dumbest thing ever for me to do that first.
Well, that's good. Braxton, would you take them something? Would you, if you went to the foreclosure auction and stood there, would you have something to sell? And here's the other thing about the foreclosure auction. Have you been? Mm-mm. It's very, so it's either one of two things. It's very busy. It's popping. There's a lot going on. That's tax auction. Tax auction goes bang, 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 bang. There's multiple properties. It goes really quick. Not really quick, but I mean, like one sells, then they're on to the next one. But the substitute trustee, the trustee sells, those dudes, they just sneak up there. You just see some guy walk up there and bust out a sheet and start reading. You don't even know what he's saying. There might be another one pop off right next to him. You're like, you can't really be like.
Why is that? They just wanted to take it back or what?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, some of it's the trustee. I mean, they're just doing their deal, but they're like reading off a legal description. There's no address. You know what I mean? You got to have your shit together so you know what you're bidding on, because you could, if you don't know the legal description, a lot of times they don't read the address in their declaration, and it's not like allowed. Like, do it. Can I get a 17? Can I get a? There's none of that. They're like real meek about it. And I think the reason why is they, you know, the trustee wants that property back. If it's owner finance or something like that, I think, or a local bank, they want to take that asset. They think they can do better with the asset than they could selling it. That's a personal opinion. I don't have any proof to back it up. So, what did you got, Spoonie?
I mean, speaking of banks, what the hell's going on?
What do you think's going on, Braxton? You done any research?
A little bit, not much though. I think it might have been a whole lot worse when the Fed said they weren't going to do anything, and then they bailed them out.
Oh, there's that word again. What do you got?
I've done no research on it.
Oh, all right.
I mean,
Oh,
we talked about it yesterday. I said these are my thoughts, and you're like, you're wrong. So I just like, all right.
El Presidente. Nobody ever tells you you're wrong. They tell you to go do your research. Did you listen to the book Lost Bank?
I did not. I listened to Grant Cardone all day yesterday.
Lost Bank. The book Lost Bank will help some of you clueless suckers out that are talking about banking. You can't punish depositors. Not in any economy can you punish depositors. Spoonie, the money that makes it to your bank account from a rental probably passes through 5 bank accounts on its way to yours.
Sure.
And if any one of those gets disrupted in between because all of a sudden deposits disappear, how could you even control that?
You couldn't.
You couldn't. There's no way. So why punish a trust account that's at the wrong bank that pays you and probably a lot of other people? That Etsy deal at that bank, I mean, there's a ton of single moms out there fucking with their hot glue guns building shit that didn't get paid for their efforts and were probably worried about it because they have $5,000-$6,000 in that Etsy account, like kind of like your Amazon account or your PayPal account or anything, and then all of a sudden that money disappears, and you ain't got no choice. Like you sell stuff on Etsy, you know, you don't have banking options, you know, and they're like, oh well, you should plan for it. No.
Here's how our payouts work. Here's how when you get it, how you get it. You don't
Yeah.
get to decide.
And there's millions of dollars going into that bank account every day that doesn't necessarily come out the same day, that isn't insured by the FDIC, and people want that money to vanish. Why you want that money to vanish? Because of a bailout or some conservative nonsense? Like, stop with the madness. Yes, the shareholders, wipe them the fuck out. The depositors, no. They need, if you want a reliable society, you need a banking system that protects deposits 100% all the time, period. And it's not incentivized for banks to do bad business. Believe me, the stockholders of those banks, they feel it. Do you know how hard it is to start a bank without stockholders?
I do not.
I mean, you just started a hedge fund. You got stockholders with it?
Yes.
Could you imagine trying to get a bank?
No.
And you know, yeah. So the incentive is always there. I don't know what. Do you own any bank stock?
Mm-mm.
Why would you own bank stock?
I don't know. I really don't. Like, I guess just getting a return of your money. They're brokering out the money, so you get a return of your money in the meantime.
Is there dividends paid?
That'll just depend on the bank, depend on the company.
I would think that the original money in the bank is where all the money would be made. So like the Class A shareholders, I can't imagine why it would, Class B, you'd be structured down so low as to, I don't even know how that would work.
I mean, it's pretty simple. You start a bank, you sell stock, you sell 49% of it. You know what I mean? You withhold 51%, so you control it, and then boom, you got the bank. You got your seed capital to be doing some banking until you get deposits. I mean, that's a pretty simple deal. The part that I don't understand is why the guy that comes in behind you is like,
Why does the 49 come?
yeah. Well, I mean, I know why the 49 comes, because they want to start a bank. I don't know why
That's what I
you
mean.
come in and buy out
Yeah.
one of the original founders of the bank.
Okay.
It's like, why does that make sense? Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I haven't researched banking enough as far as like the shareholders and stuff like that.
I haven't either. I just know that, I don't know. I did a really good video that's going to be hitting Roughneck Real Estate about this very thing, about plugging the hole and like how banks typically navigate this scenario. Where did I learn all that from, Spoonie?
The book Lost Banks.
The book Lost Bank. But plugging the hole, I mean, it's normally a pretty easy transaction. When there's a run on deposits, a pretty easy deal that goes on. There's a run on deposits. You have to liquidate some assets to get more deposits, or you have to go borrow more money. And there's always money to borrow for banks 90% of the time. 90% of the time, banks can go anywhere and get a short-term.
Other banks, yeah.
A short-term deposit loan. I mean, it probably happens more than you ever even know. Because it's like, they just basically extend each other credit lines. So In that scenario, though, if they do have to sell assets, they bought those assets with bank deposits. So now they have to plug the hole. In other words, they got to get the money back because they got to have the bank deposits. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So they sold the assets at a discount. So there's a loss of a certain amount. And so to plug the hole, they issue new stock. When they issue new stock, they sell that stock and plug the hole with it.
But why would you want to buy that stock?
I don't know who's buying that stock. I don't care.
Unless it's a big institution.
I'm just telling you how they would normally fill that gap. Like, so if they did have to liquidate a bunch of assets because there's a run going on the bank, the assets would be loans, 90% of the time, maybe bonds, whatever. They liquidate those assets. They're going to sell them, I guess, at a loss because it's a fire sale. They'd sell them at a loss. To make up that money that they lost, they would issue more stock and plug the hole.
I wonder if it's almost a better buy to buy that stock that's issued, because now like at that point, if it's government backed, they're not going to let it fail. You at least know that you're buying something stable.
Maybe, but whenever they sell a bank, that's where all the downside comes from. And again, learned it from the book. When a bank is sold by FDIC, when the FDIC steps in and takes over a bank, they're selling it on a silent auction already. By the time they take it over, there's a buyer and a bid in place. So they take it over, and that bid can be for $1. Okay, but shareholders are wiped off the map. They don't get. I mean, they can take that $1 and divide it over all the shareholder, but that's all the money that's left for the shareholders. There's no other money. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So the downside of owning bank stock is it goes to zero. Can a stock go to zero?
I mean, if it does, there's bigger problems.
Can a stock go to zero?
Yeah.
I don't think it can.
I think it can. I mean,
If
a
a
company
stock-
can be worthless.
In
and
theory,
just
yeah, but
devalued.
that's what I mean. Like,
No, it can't go to zero.
but that's what I mean. There'd be bigger problems. Like, if the S&P 500 goes to zero, we probably don't have a country anymore.
No, I'm saying zero. The number zero. A stock can't go to zero. It's got to be some fraction of some penny, because there's still going to be an amount that you can pay for it. If I buy a stock at $0, I got $10,000. I want to buy this $0 stock. How many shares can I buy?
all of them.
Infinite amount of something worthless.
All of them.
Well, I mean, if
Is that
it's
how-
really zero, you could buy all of them. There's no price then associated with it. But what you're saying is, if it's a fraction of a cent, if it's 0.001 cents, you would divide that by the 10,000, and that would be your amount of shares.
If it's zero, my 10,000 cannot leave my bank account because it's zero, and anything times zero is zero.
It's like if he owns all the stock certificates, you just say, "Hey, I want those." He gives it to you.
Yeah,
No
there's
questions asked.
there's no price, so
I got
so
all
a
that,
stock
but
can't go to zero.
Your argument was it can't go to zero.
It goes out to some.
Well, I think that's a supply and demand principle, right? It's like at that point there's
it's
scarcity.
zero-
So if you want them, he's gonna see that. He's like, "No, it's a penny."
I mean,
Yeah,
And at that point, it's no longer worthless.
I mean, what's his name does that? He buys out old brands, right? So he can use their marketing.
yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble for that. So Smitty, quit bringing up your gurus on.
I don't know the guy. I know him because you've talked about that before. But I mean, that's essentially what he did, was buy out a brand for almost nothing, right?
But it wasn't zero. That's the point. It can't be zero because anything times zero is zero. So you can't buy something if the price is zero. If the price is zero,
You can receive it as a gift.
you can receive it, but you can't buy it. That's because there's no money that can exchange hands. But anyways, I don't know if we got time for different generations. We're going to have a short and sweet different generations. I've got coming up this afternoon. We've got Lauren Lockwood of Lion Latch, of fame, Shark Tank. She was on Shark Tank. It's my friend's wife. I don't think she probably wants me to say that though. Probably not.
What?
That she's my friend's wife. Like, I don't know her. I don't like she.
That's how you know her, but you're
But
also
that is how I know her,
interviewing
but-
because of her.
Her business acumen is. I've been there since the beginning, since before Lion Latch, but we're interviewing her because she owns a business, small business. Lion Latch has done over $1 million in sales of an item that we're going to display on here. Has been on Shark Tank, goes all over the country to these Shark Tank events. Pretty cool. But she's also my friend's wife, and I like her husband backed me up in football. I'm sure he loves me saying that too. The first time I met her, we were at a Eli Young concert. Who's that, Spoonie?
Texas country musician.
Texas country music. Does Eli Young music make you want to fight?
No.
Does it make you want to fight?
Not in particular, I don't think.
Yeah, well, I was at a concert. It made me want to fight. and Trent was there, so I didn't
Back
have
you
to.
up.
Well, I didn't have to fight because I had him standing behind me, and I was like, "Yeah, that dude knew what was happening." I turned around and bumped into Trent, and I was like, "Oh, you're here? Okay, well that's it. That's probably why he didn't want to fight because Trent was standing right behind me." But anyways, that's the first time I met his wife, so they were dating at the time. Looking forward to that. That's going to come right after this, and then this evening we have Emma Kaufman. We're going to talk cattle, real estate, all the things. But yeah, we gotta wrap this thing up so we can do a different generations if we're going to get one in. Maybe Spoonie and Braxton will hang out and do some of these other interviews. But Spoonie's looking like
I'm just listening.
he might not. Spoonie might not be here. Spoonie, you want to be here?
I always want to be here. I just like hanging out with you.
We got it on the record now. Spoonie, why can't wait. Anyways, we'll see y'all in a second. Like, subscribe, all the things.
If you go to Roughneck to Real Estate right now, you can be one of over 1,000 people that don't like something I said on the internet. You can find that video there right now on Roughneck to Real Estate at TikTok.